So what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Brent Bryson here, and I got a little different type of video for you guys today. So if you guys haven't noticed, or if you guys don't know, I was actually trying to get some subscribers gameplay so I could do the inside the mind of Brent Bryson for the subscribers gameplay. And you know, I've been actually asking for like over a year, but you know, only like periodically for some videos. But one of my videos, Swiss Army Dude, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Swiss Army Dude was the very first one to actually, you know, contact me to say that he wants his gameplay, you know, reviewed. So he sent me 3. I'm gonna just find the best one, you know, the most kills or something like that. And disclaimer, you know, I'm not, you know, like judging your gameplay, you know, if you guys want to send me your gameplays, but I'm just gonna, you know, give my intake of, you know, some tips and tricks and everything to make it, you know, be more better, what the heck, to improve your performances in the game of PUBG. With that being said, again, please no hate in the gameplay that I'm going to show you guys. You know, if you guys want me to do this, I'm going to leave all your social media accounts. I'm going to give you guys the biggest shout out and everything like that. But you know, if you guys want me to continue doing this, you know, send me some gameplay. I'll gladly, you know, go over it and, you know, give my 2 cents in a way to you know, do this video. So without further ado, again, this is Swiss Army Dude's gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy it, and then you guys, I'm gonna do it in the way of the inside the mind of Brent Bryson as well. So you know, if there's not any action going on, I'm gonna actually fast forward that part so you guys know that I'm gonna watch the whole thing. I love you guys, Swiss Army Dude. Thank you so much for being the first one to actually, you know, reach out to me to, like, you know, criticize or, you know, break down your gameplay. So this one's for you, brother. Link is gonna be down in the description below on your social media that you wanted me to post, or you know, do, like, what is that called, share your stuff and everything. And I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys do, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'm out. Follow me on Brent Bryson 15 on Twitch. That's where I live stream, and I'll catch you guys in the gameplay. So I thought I recorded. So I already watched this. I already watched this one time through, but I forgot to hit the record button. So unfortunately, I know the outcome of this video now, but I'm still gonna do this for you, Swiss. I'm gonna watch the whole thing over one more time. It is 12:30 in the morning, but you know what? I got you, bro. This is gonna come out soon. I already told you that. So let's begin. Second reaction for, you know, Swiss Army Dude's gameplay. So let's do this. All right, so he landed in a low risk, high rewards, or low risk, low reward spot. Technically, it's a low risk, high reward spot. That's because I know that because, you know, Vikendi has a lot of loot anyway, so you know, it's a pretty good spot, you know, if you want to have the chicken dinner. So it's a good thing that he has a plan to you know, mark where he wants to go next. That's really good. And I did say this in my first unrecorded version. He does a really good job going around, you know, the whole building before going in, so he could secure that, you know, if someone, you know, hears a car, usually they come out of the building to shoot. So he zoned it out, you know. He what is that called, he went around, which is really good play on his part, in order to know if someone is, you know, chasing after him or not. Alright, so I know that this is a longer video, and I apologize that I know not a lot of people likes 30-minute long videos, but I hope you guys could forgive me. I'm going to try and make it shorter if you guys want me to continue this series of breaking down subscriber gameplays. But this is the second fast forward, and I'm almost done. I'll talk to you guys back again when it's, you know, I'm not talking in life. So I was talking about over here is I hear a guy on my left side, you know, coming inside the building right now, and I was saying, like, I don't think Swiss has a really strong headset because he was still not reacting as much. You know, this is the first time, you know, that happens, but Swiss didn't react that much to the guy running, and he was still in his map. Right, so the guy is behind him, and then finally, you know, Swiss heard that, obviously, of course. Now he's in engagement mode, which is nice. You know, he's trying to maneuver a way to have a greater advantage, and so he's doing a good job third person peeking right now to see if that guy is just gonna rush in or not. So the guy is upstairs now. Here, I'll break it down after this engagement here. All right, so let's break down that whole engagement right there. So the enemy player had the advantage on Swiss almost the whole way around. So the enemy player was up the stairs, so he had a better vantage point with third person peeking. So if Swiss would have just went up, he would have been dead. Now Swiss did a good job of, you know, having a throwable, but he should have had the throwable out in the first place. You know, already equipped, but he didn't, so he had to take that little mini steps or that little extra time to actually equip his grenade, which was the reason why that grenade failed in the first place, because instead of, you know, throwing it right away, he had to equip it, cook it, and that made the enemy player have, you know, the alertness to actually shoot before he could throw that grenade upstairs. So overall, the enemy player had the better advantage until Swiss changed positions to be uphill behind the rock, and now he has the advantage, and the enemy player had to run towards him, but the enemy player had more, you know, open space, and that was the reason why Swiss was able to kill him. So overall, you know, the beginning was a little bit rough for Swiss, but he knew that, and he actually maneuvered back in behind the rock, and so he could have the better advantage. So that was a really good play on Swiss's part. And then I was talking about this part. When you loot, make sure, unless you actually know what you get, don't ever sit still like that. If that sniper was a better shot, this would have been the end of Swiss's run on this game, or on this map. So luckily the sniper guy didn't have a really good shot with his sniper, so Swiss was able to come out with no harm done. So then I do hear another guy on my left. I think Swiss heard him as well, and he got carjacked. My first time recording that, I started laughing. I was like, he just got jacked. But unfortunately, you know, he got jacked. But later on here, he does find another vehicle. It's unfortunate that you couldn't see my first reaction about this, because it was more genuine than what I'm watching now. Because I know the outcome now, which is unfortunate. But, you know, I didn't record. I hit the space button one too many times. So I'm just trying to talk down for the dead space now that's going on when I'm not really talking. He's just, you know, driving around. It's 5 times speeded up, but this video is still very long. So again, if you want me to just do this, like, you know, cutting to the important parts for the next upcoming videos, you let me know, or if you want to see the whole gameplay. Anyway, this is the end of this speed up. All right. So Swiss still, oh my god, I almost said. So Swiss still does a good job, you know, staying in the car until knowing if someone is gonna come out to shoot him, so he could actually, you know, see if anybody's in the buildings or not. So he was still, you know, even though he didn't go all the way around this certain amount of buildings, he actually did the good job of, you know, staying in the car. So just in case someone does shoot him, he could have a getaway to get out, or, you know, use it as protection to shoot, you know, the person. All right, so small fast forward here, you know, so it's almost done, just to get the dead space out. Yeah. So again, Swiss has a really good job at planning on where he wants to go next. Like, he plans it out for the where he wants to go for the circle, and then he implements that plan, which is really good. So the next upcoming part is about me thoroughly explaining bag inventory management and everything. So you guys don't want to skip that part. So this is the second to the last fast forward actually. So yeah, everything else is just gonna be me commentating live. That was just unfortunate right there. My first reaction, I was like, oh damn. But you know, since I watched this again, oh man, I wish I recorded my first time watching this. So now this is like I said before, once Swiss has a target on where he wants to go, that's where he'll go, and he'll take control of this certain amount of buildings now. So that's good for him. You know, he's more on the passive side of playing, which I'll break down at the end of the video, and I'll explain more towards it. But like I was saying right here, even I didn't notice that someone was on the right side, but Swiss noticed it because there was some slight footsteps when he was healing, when he was boosting, that indicates that someone is upstairs. So I didn't see that the first time around, but now that I'm hearing him back second time, it's a really good play on his part. And now they're just gonna have a molly war, a Molotov war, and everything like that. And so I'll just let you guys see how this plays out. So, like I was saying before, or what I said in my previous video, Swiss is really good at playing tactically. So he isn't like me where he just rushes up there, you know, guns blazing. He actually takes his time, and this like his playstyle proves that patience is virtue. So he throws a mock grenade just so he could try to bait him out. And right here, he closes the door. The enemy closes the door, and that's when Swiss makes his move to go to the other side. So now, I mean, of course, the enemy player, you know, throws a mock Molotov just to see if he's inside that side of the door. But, you know, Swiss has all this space, so he doesn't really need to, you know, he's not really in much danger. But what Swiss did while, you know, the enemy person closes the door is that he took that slight opportunity to go to change positioning, which is nice. It's a good thing that he broke down that wooden door, because now he could see inside of his room. And that ultimately makes him have the kill, which is really good. So basically what he did was, when the guy closed the door, he took that small opportunity to change positions on the enemy, so he could have a better vantage point on, you know, the enemy to shoot him. He shot the wooden door because, you know, doors are breakable if they're wood in PUBG. But then he has a clear line of sight to third person aim down spray on the enemy, and that's what he got. That's why he won the battle. Patience is virtue. If you know when to rush, like there's a difference from rushing and knowing when to rush, pretty much. Or engaging or like rushing, engaging, and knowing when to engage. So for his playstyle, that was a really good playstyle, a really good play on his part. The one thing that, you know, he could improve on is looting. So basically for looting, you know, there's an art for looting as well. Of course, you know, I have problems with this too. If you guys could see how I what is that called, how I play, is you know, I want everything, but naturally what you want to do is think of what you want and then pick it up. Don't spend your time looting. It's a good thing that he's inside a building right now, because if he was out in the open and he did that, like what he did with the first kill, then a experienced player could pick them off relatively easy. So there was a point in the video that I wanted to explain here. So as you can see here, oh crap, as you can see here, right when he opens up the map again, right when you can see here, he took a part of this area of the map. Now he's controlling this area of the map. As you can see here, the blue zone is really big on this side of the map, you know, on this side of the circle, and it's closer towards this side of the circle. Usually the zone for the next zone favors the closest side of the circle. And you have to take account, of course, this whole area right here where you see my mouse is moving. This area is, you know, the widest side, but the blue zone doesn't take account where the circle closes if there's water involved. So what I said in my first you know, reaction, and I'm really proud of that I actually got this right, is the circle is going to come around this side of the circle, or you know, it's going to close around here, around this general area, because it's closest to the blue zone, and you know, it just closes in. So I was happy that I got that part correct. So spoiler alert, you know, Swiss does get the next zone, but he did a really good job controlling this area and knowing where to go in the zone. Tips and tricks by your boy Brent Bryson. Alright, so the final speed up now is here. So everything else right here is just, you know, the final circle type of deal, and me just commentating over live. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a rate, comment, subscribe. It's almost done. For the fast forward, I love you all. Nyeh. So again, as you can see right here, the circle is thinner. So then of course he's going to be coming closer, or he's going to be going faster on this side. And that's why he's going to dictate that the circle is going to be around here, because it favors the closer side of the blue to the white circle, to the zone pretty much. And so he's really doing a good job, you know, dictating where to land or where to go, which I'll thoroughly explain at the end of the video as well. Now, right over here, exactly. So he has vantage point. He is in the second zone, and now since, you know, this is the wider area, is going to be closer to, you know, the city, because there are things that you need to know about the zone, and you know, the blue and the zone. It favors cities, like big cities and buildings. It doesn't go in the water, and it favors the thinner side of the blue zone to where the white circle is. So then Swiss did hear this guy, you know, coming in. So there is someone else in his building right now. And it is clear that the enemy team actually heard Swiss as well being upstairs. But like I said before, like when his previous gunfight, Swiss has the advantage right now, being upstairs instead of, you know, he's being the defender, and the enemy person is being the attacker. Now the attacker has to go up the stairs in order to actually see where Swiss is, who is the defender. So basically Swiss's main job is to, you know, have cover and defend his upstairs to have the better position. And as you can see here, the guy's just going around trying to see what he has to do in order to bait Swiss out. But Swiss was you know, he had the better protection, and he was able to get that third kill. If the only way that I know that could, you know, you could beat someone that's already upstairs and hard peeking the third person, or, you know, hard peeking the stairs, is if you rush and you know, you spray your gun right away as well. You know, it doesn't work all the time, but you know, it's really hard to kill somebody that's upstairs if you're, you know, being stealthy. You have to run and gun. You have to, like, don't think about it and just rush to them, and hopefully that keeps him off guard. But Swiss did a really good job defending his territory from upstairs. So this is the part where I just want to thoroughly explain it right now, that I'm not, you know, mumbling or anything, that you should have your primary gun on the top slot, because if you have like a throwable and you throw that grenade or whatever you have for a throwable, you're going to switch back to whatever the spot is for the top spot. That's pretty much it, but this one took way too long when I did it live. I don't know why. So of course you heard those footsteps. Those are really loud now. So that guy died, which is nice. And this guy prone. That's why you should never prone down unless you know you're protected. So that was a good headshot from Swiss Army Dude. Good job. And so, like what I was saying here, when he was looting the first guy's body, you should always take a beat up, you know, one shot level 3 helmet instead of a fresh helmet, because that helmet could help you survive a K9 shot or M24 shot if you're fully healed. Luckily, when he's looting this guy's body, there is a fresh level 3 helmet, so then, you know, it's not all too bad. So pretty much for the rule of thumb for, you know, your armor is you should always take the higher level helmet no matter what, especially if it's level 3. No matter if it's one shot or not, take that level 3 helmet, because it could help you survive if you're fully healed. That isn't the case for your vest as well, though. If your vest is a little under halfway or above, you should dock down to a fresh tier, a fresh level that's lower than the vest that you have right now. So if he finds a level 1 vest, I suggest you should take it, just for the sheer fact of the flinch factor and that kick. If you're in a gunfight and your armor or your vest breaks, you're gonna flinch out so hard to the point that, you know, it could cost you that gunfight. Now, I don't really condone hiding in bushes like this. He was getting sniped at, but luckily that sniper didn't take his time to give him a headshot. If he just hit him in the head, this would have been the end of Swiss's run in this game again. So, you know, there are times where you do need to use a bush, but I feel like that time wasn't really necessary to be in a bush, and he could have just been in a ledge like this, or, you know, have cover like this, so he could protect his whole body and, you know, be less seen than being in a bush. Being in a bush doesn't really mean that you're invisible in a sense. So now it is a top 7 situation, you know, top 10 situation right now, and Swiss has a really good vantage point right now, because behind him is an open field. So if someone does run behind him, then he will be able to pick them off, because they're more open than how Swiss is right now. He does have, you know, the closest side of the circle as well, so the circle should be closing in slowly at this point of time around him. But he has plenty time to get to the circle, pretty much. It's a good thing that he's being fully boosted. You should always be fully boosted when you're, you know, in a top 10 situation. He did stop his boost for some reason, and that was a good thing as well. He did too, right there. He switched out his 8x with the 4x, because in the final circles, you don't need a high magnification like the 8x anymore. So of course Swiss heard those shots. He's just waiting for the enemy to peek in, and as you can see, he's looting the body. And that is why you shouldn't loot your body right after your kill, especially in a top 10 situation. You shouldn't loot at all in the top 10 situation, and you know, in general, because at the top 10 situation, you know, the littlest stop movements will kill you. That was a good 6 kill for Swiss right there, and now he's just hugging the, you know, the circle. He's moving with the blue zone to circle, which is a really good thing for him.
And now, there's only 2 more players that he has to kill. Or die. I don't know, I'm not going to spoil anything or anything like that.
So at this part, like I was saying before I knew the outcome, I don't normally condone prone, being prone, especially in a top 10 situation, because it's slower for you to, stand up if you are going to get shot. Now, he does have a rock beyond his right side, so he is protected on his right side. So he has to really focus on the left side more, because there's all this open space on the left side that, if someone would have been over here, Swiss wouldn't be able to see him because he's actually looking on the right side here. Of course, he looked there right now, but then normally it's a good thing that, no one shot him. No one was below him. So he's doing a really good job here. I'm just going to use my mouse now. I should have thought about this. Hugging the blue zone. So he did hear shots around this general area here. But then he's doing a good job, we're going into the zone with the blue zone. So now he knows his backside is protected. So now it's a 1v1 situation, and you heard the shots coming like, the west side, around 285 side. So he knows that the enemy is not below him as well. So now he's just, it's a 1v1 situation, and the enemy team or the enemy player is somewhere around this vicinity. Swiss goes down, to the circle, and now it's a 1v1 fight. And then I heard his footsteps behind him. So now Swiss kind of has the better advantage. Especially, look at that. This guy burnt himself with a Molotov. When I first saw this, I was like, oh my God. If Swiss doesn't kill this guy, I'm not uploading this video. So I was saying at this part that Swiss should really just, control, relax his shots. It looked like he was a little bit panicky there, especially because it's a 1v1 situation. That was a good hit or like body shot by that guy with the sniper. But as of right now, Swiss has the advantage because he is in a circle. The guy is in a circle too, but this is all or nothing now. Either he has to move to Swiss in order to try to kill him. Swiss has this rock. And at the end of the day, Swiss was able to get this kill for a 7-kill chicken dinner. So good job to you, Swiss. So let's break it down. I know this is going to be a long video, but I'm going to try to break it down as quick as possible. So, as you can see here, Swiss play style is more of a passive type of play style instead of, ruthless aggression. But Swiss did a really good job controlling the area that he was in. Now, if you haven't seen my PUBG training camp episode 2, I talk about the mid-game strategies, and the top three types of mid-game strategies I talked about was the center camper, or center person to take position, and then there's the person that hugs the blue, and then there's also the rushing, rush with the car, rush to get shot at. Swiss did a really good job with 2 out of 3 of those playstyles. Like I said in the video too, in a PUBG training camp, you can't just be a die-hard one type of playstyle. You have to adapt throughout what the battlegrounds give you, and that's what he did. He went inside a building, he took control of that building, he cleared out the building, which is really good. But when the time came at the end game, he was hugging the blue zone, so then he knows that his backside was more protected and he only had to focus on what's in front of him. So that was really good on his part. And in his tactical manners of trying to maneuver out of fights, especially for, I believe it was the second kill where the first person or the enemy person had the advantage, Swiss turned around that disadvantage that he had and made it into an advantage. So then he could outplay the enemy team. So think of PUBG like a game of chess. You have to be 2 steps ahead of the enemy player, and that's what Swiss did throughout the whole video. Of course, not a lot of people agree with that play style, but again, this is Battle Royale, and that's the good thing about Battle Royale. There's no such thing as a one correct way of playing. If you think about it, 7 kills, surviving, getting the chicken dinner and having 7 kills is a really good achievement, to have, especially if your highest kill before was like 5, which was mine for the longest time until I got more confident with the game. But the things that I do want to have Swiss, work on a little bit more is inventory management. I mean, inventory management was good. He had, variety of throwables, but then, putting your primary weapon to the first slot might be a little bit more minuscule, like of a tip, but you know, it does help out, especially for, you know, battle PUBG, where every second counts. You know, his looting, he should move around a little bit more while I'm looting, so he's not an easier target. And then, you know, I mean, nonetheless, this was a really solid gameplay. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown on subscribers gameplay. Swiss Army Dude, thank you for being the first one to reach out to me after a year of talking about this. You know, thank you for being the first one to actually reach out and to help, or to let me, or to allow me to criticize slash break down your gameplay. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're satisfied with what I said. Again, this was the second time I watched it around, so I feel like I said more stuff on the first time around, but since I did it like one after another, you know, I didn't really think about what I said the first time around. But anyway, if you guys do want me to react to your gameplay, just message me on Instagram or Twitter. Follow me on Twitter on Big Brent, or Instagram Brent Bryson with 3 N's, and then we'll talk something out. Again, all the description that Swiss wanted me to link down is going to be down in the description below. Hope you guys enjoy this. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Might as well hit that notification bell. It is 1 o'clock now, and I'm going to sleep after editing this video. Mwah. Slug Nation out.